Hello everyone, welcome to Finance Wisdom. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe so you'll be updated for more videos in the future. In today's video, we will talk about cash envelope system. I think it's sometimes interesting to see how simple, old-fashioned, tried and true ways of doing things still work in this day and age of high-tech wonders. Old items are sometimes just as good as or even better than new items. Because there are a lot of movies about money, you can watch them to learn about investing, debt, retirement, and more. Our school won't do it for us. To learn more about budgeting, look at one of the oldest and most well-known ways to do it. Method of budgeting. The envelope method. In today's video, I'll show you how to use the envelope method. I'll show you what it is and how to do it, as well as who I think it would work best for and how it could go wrong. Let's get started. As you can see, envelope method works. People who use the envelope method, which is also called the cash-only budget or the clip system, use envelopes to keep track of their money. People put the money in envelopes that are labeled with different types of spending, like groceries and travel, amusement, clothes, and gas. This is how it works. This budgeting method works by making you set aside a certain amount of money. This is why we have to pay for things that we can't control. People will notice that I didn't include rent, mortgage payments, insurance, taxes, or even insurance cost in this list. That's because these costs are usually easier to figure out and easier to predict than other costs. Stable. It's because of this that most people who use the envelope method don't take money out for those things. That's great because the envelope method's main goal is to limit spending. It's not a very good way to budget. It isn't a zero-sum budget. So, how does the envelope method work in practice? Let's take them one by one. To use the envelope method, you need a budget first. As noted previously, it's not a budget in and of itself, but a method of controlling spending. Areas where you usually go over budget. As an example, I'll pick food, which is my most expensive category. For example, in this video, the most problematic categories may be completely different. So make a budget that truly reflects your existing financial situation. It won't be perfect, and you'll have to adjust as you go, but try your best. Yes, you can do that. Step 2 is when you split up your money because some expenses like a mortgage payment, a car payment can't be combined with each other. Rent is usually the same from month to month, but entertainment isn't always the same. Costs like food can change dramatically. The envelope method tries to keep things under control by keeping track of these types of costs. Next, you'll go through step 3. You'll divide your money there. If you think of other things that could be included in this list, add them as well. Is that true for you? Fill each envelope with whatever you want. That's the 4th step. The funds you've set aside for that area or just writing it down on a budget sheet. You should put the money you're going to spend in that envelope. You set aside $200 for food every month, but you don't have it. I have $200 in that envelope right now. It's fine. You can still use the envelope method. Write $200 on the envelope. As soon as you get your first paycheck, you take $100 out of your bank account. If you get paid twice a month, that means you take out $200. Then put the money in the envelope for food. When you get your second paycheck, do the same thing again. Take $100 out of your bank account and deposit it in your account. Put the money in that envelope, which is $200 for your food budget each month. You should do this for any other variable categories where you want to keep track of how much you spend on them as well. If you want to learn more on how to manage your money, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos in the future. Step 5 is, of course, to spend money for the right account during the month. This budget isn't going to work without envelopes, and only the envelopes that are needed for it to work. As soon as you start moving money around in envelopes, it's important to point out that it's fine to change your budget as you go. For the same reason as before, you will not get the job done well at the first try. You don't want to be late. Use money from the food budget to buy the pair of pants you saw. That means you'll run out of food money. You can also move money from another envelope to the food envelope. Then, you'll run out of money in that category and it won't be worth your time. It's a never-ending loop, and you're not in charge of how much money you spend, which kind of defeats the point of this strategy in the first place. It's time to save or invest any money that you have left over in step 6. There are many ways you can use this money. You can use it to pay off any debt you have or even put in your next envelope. This is something I did when I was using the envelope method because, as I said before, food is expensive. Keeping track of my spending in this category was difficult, so I'd roll over any leftover food money. I had a cushion in case I slipped up and overspent in the next month. A month, the money was still in the envelope, but I kept track of how much I spent on food each month on the front of the envelope. Even though I had some extra money after the first 2 months, I made an attempt. I did my best to stay under budget. As previously indicated, this helped me avoid feeling discouraged or irritated. Step 7. Refill the envelopes at the end of each month. Who should utilize it? So, who does this work best for? It would work best for folks who, like myself, are just out of college and attempting to create a name for themselves in the world. Because the goal is to offer food and entertainment, the strategy is to build up a system that allows you to track your spending. But, as previously indicated, don't be scared to experiment. Play around with your category amounts for a few months to discover numbers that work. This won't work for you because you're unlikely to get all the numbers correct. I messed up the first time. I also rewarded myself when I came in under budget. As previously stated, food was my most difficult item to control. Therefore, I rewarded myself with a good supper and extra time the next month. Failed reasons. I suppose it was something like that. These are vital points to remember because failure is quite easy. Frustration or punishment for 1 month's mistake. Borrowing from other envelopes to stay current in another category. Belief that this will be a recurring issue. Professional help should be sought. I want to try out a new budgeting technique. The good news is that there are plenty more to cover. I'll attempt to incorporate as many as possible as we go. Undeniably, the envelope method. Hopefully, this tip is beneficial to some of you. But that's all for today. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. If you like to support our channel, do click on Super Thanks below. Thank you very much.